That's weird. Light blinks. What up, YouTube fam? Trying my live stuff tonight and hoping everything works okay. Lots of money and equipment, and I seem to always have audio issues. I think I've got a lot resolved tonight. I'm hoping. So we will see. We're going to talk about repair and kind of a follow-up on a video I made a couple weeks ago about repairs not dying. So, nice attic. This is my bedroom, Chris, because you think I'm homeless. Also, that was really quick. 30 seconds. Holy crap. So, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah, this is repairs not dying. Yeah. So I'm going to pull up some questions. I had a lot of questions on that video I made and like a new method we're doing. So we're actually going to start a swapping method in our stores for liquid damage iPhones instead of doing liquid damage repair on iPhones, because the time, money, and resources and success rate going into it no longer makes logical sense for sake of the device. We used it before for quite a while simply as a marketing tool to bring people into the stores, and we were still kind of making a little bit of money but not a lot, and we just decided that it wasn't worth it anymore to do it. So I'm going to search in here, see if I can find that post. Man. I don't know how I'm going to find this. Should have documented the questions. Here we go. Getting closer. All right, found the post. Lots of good questions. Your mom know you're up there. Yes, my mom knows where my bedroom's at, Chris. What will you charge for a device swap that would be beating Apple? Are you offering data recovery plus swap? Yes. So, sort of. We still will do data recovery. Obviously, we're still doing data recovery on iPhones for $199 on liquid damage, or just like a board level, I guess, if it's just dead. So we are still doing data recovery at $199 for iPhones, but I think June 1st is when we're going to launch this, and if somebody comes in with an iPhone that's water damaged, we are going to do a swap program. So I need to find my piece of paper. This is how in-depth Michael is, and all of the numbers I ran one day. My scientific business model. Here's how I figured it out. So what we will do is, for example, on iPhones with liquid damage, I guess anything. So if anybody comes in with an iPhone, including liquid damage, broken screen, doesn't power on, I have set prices for trade-in value on them, which is higher than our normal buyback value. I've set the prices across the board. I didn't write them down on here. Poop. But I can run through some of them. I did write them down. Okay. So what we'll do is, for an iPhone 6, somebody comes with a liquid damaged iPhone 6, we originally charged $99.99 plus half of the LCD cost if it needed an LCD. So most times they were still looking at $140, but they were looking at a decent turnaround time and not a guaranteed success rate. Plus there was just lots of issues. So, is that steal that paper? Yes, I stole the paper from Marathon. So, I would guess our success rate was under 50%. I mean, these things are just such a pain in the butt. And so they'd come in, they'd get an iPhone 6 liquid damage checked in. And we're at days because we have to move everything to the warehouse to get repaired. So we were at 2 to 5 business days for this repair. A very low success rate. We were mainly doing it to attract data recovery. So we have cut this out and we're getting ready to start our swap program. So we sell an iPhone 6 right now in our store for $279.99, which is pretty competitive pricing. But if somebody comes in with an iPhone 6 that's liquid damaged, we would give them $80 towards the iPhone 6. So they could come in, and for $199, in 10 minutes we would pop in their SIM card, transfer all of their information. They would instantly walk out the front door with a new device data. We'd help them with iCloud. If they didn't have it backed up, we would talk about doing a data recovery service possibly and move from there. So for $199, they would walk out the door. So you're looking at about a $60 difference between what the repair would have cost versus the swap, but it's instantly turned around. There is no chance of failure. The device comes with our 1-year warranty. It's all pretty straightforward, a way smoother, easier process for our customer. But not only that, I don't have to train anybody on liquid damage. They don't have to be able to open the phone, take shields off, anything. All they have to do is understand how the devices work, be good at customer service, and talk to the customer, and do the swap. So what do we do with the old device in these scenarios? In our scenario, we're most likely the liquid damage ones are all going to probably get sold off on eBay. A lot of my pricing on these was built around the idea of breaking even on the back end on selling these devices online on places like eBay. I actually have a buyer that'll probably buy all of these themselves most of the time anyways, let him deal with it, because that's what they do. So I am going to be setting this model up. Now, if they come in with no power or broken screen or anything besides liquid damage, we'll probably get them into the refurb queue and see if we can save those. But mainly liquid damage ones, I'll have a buyer that I'm just going to unload them to. You guys or anybody else could probably just use eBay. So, seems like a lot of issues. Phone doesn't boot, phone has iCloud and doesn't boot. What do you do? Yeah, that's some of the questions I'm going to get into in 1 second here, Chris. So, I just kind of wanted to explain what we're doing. And we'll see kind of how we're going to model this. Let me see. So Tim asked a bunch of good questions. Price point, are you charging the same as the repair for the refurb phone with trade-in or more? I assume not less. It will be a little bit more on all the models. On iPhone 6, like I said, it would be about $140 for the repair if they needed everything, and it'd be about $199 for the swap. What about bad ESNs down the road in iCloud? Obviously, we'll check iCloud right in the spot. We'll check the ESN, IMEI on the spot. Obviously, we're accounting for that in our profit margins, that there's going to be a slim amount of assholes out there that are going to sell these things to us and go report them as lost or stolen, something like that. Kind of something we already anticipate going in, and we know it's going to happen. Hoping to break even on those and get rid of these things and maybe not lose too much money. So I'm giving them $80 technically for this iPhone 6, for example. If I had a water damage bad IMEI iPhone 6, maybe I'd get 40 or 50 for it. Like, I'm still only talking about $40 difference for taking that hit. And I made way more than that on the sale of the device. So I'm not too concerned about that. Do you think people will actually prefer to have their phone fixed, as they may feel as a risk of taking another device with other possible issues too high? Or are you planning on giving 2 options? We're only going to have 1 option. It's going to be the swap. It will be backed with our 1-year warranty, so they do not have to worry about the device having issues. If they bring up the concern that they will not be getting their own device back, we would say the chances of us actually recovering that device anyways are slim. So it would have taken a long time, and our recovery rates on iPhone 6 and newer pretty much are very low at this point. I'm sure some people are, but they're dumping lots of time into it. It's not a scalable model in my opinion. So we would push, the fact that they walk out right then and there. Yeah, we understand it's a different device, but it would be days instead of minutes, and that's going to be our pushing point. How do you get this pool of devices ready to start? How big is it? Are they brand new? Is there an initial outlay, and how big is it? Given so many models are flooding the market, I assume this is for flagships. We're going to start with just iPhones on liquid damage right now. I guess damaged iPhones right now, aside from screen repairs and stuff, because most of the time people would fix those, not trade them in. But if they wanted to, they could, I suppose. We're going to probably I'm going to try to do Samsung screens and Samsung no power within 30 to 45 days after we launch this. So that'll be interesting to see. That one's going to be different for me because the iPhones I've got, we probably have 300 or 400 iPhones in stock right now. So having the actual inventory is not a problem. We always have iPhones. The Samsung is going to be a different monster because I do not have Samsung devices, nor have I ever sourced Samsung devices, especially in volume. So is this for just broken screens, or let's say the screen's broken, the charge port's wrecked, and battery swollen? It'll be a flat, on our liquid damage one and on the Samsung one, it'll be a flat fee. So whatever we decide is the number, it will be that number. Sorry, I'm not checking chat. I need to go read through. I'm going to read through some chats quick. What's up? He's showing off his attic space. Yes. Are you on Twitch too? No. I'm not cool. I don't have Twitch. So back to the questions. Yeah, we'll have a flat rate on all of ours. So it doesn't matter what the issue is. Our flat trade-in credit, if you are buying a device from us, will be a flat rate to do this with. So that was all of Tim's question. There's another one. I don't understand this guy's question. I don't think it was really a question. Oh, here we go. My question is, how do you sell the customer on speed and success rate? It will be very quick, and you're guaranteed to walk out with a phone that's working with a 1-year warranty, which would have been longer than our liquid damage repair warranty. So maybe they are attached to the device or apprehensive of swapping for the phone because they don't know the origin of it. Once again, I've built a reputation for having devices and selling them pre-owned with warranties. I'm not concerned about it. Others maybe, but you should look at maybe backing it with the 1-year warranty like we do. How have customers reacted so far? I do not know because we have not launched it yet. What is your selling point for them other than speed? Guaranteed success. So kind of the same questions over and over and over again. But there's another question somebody else brought up again the one time about ESNs, but I'm not really too concerned. So. Alright, let's get back to some more questions here. So what are you going to charge and how are you making money if you break even? So let's use the iPhone 6 for example. I would guess right now when I'm buying in volume, I would be buying iPhone 6s Verizon Unlocked at 160 to 180 range. So I'm making $100 to $120 on the sale of this device because of my volume and length of time in this industry. So if I sell that to the customer at $208 and they have an $80 trade-in credit for their iPhone 6, they pay me $199 that day. So right there, that day, I will make somewhere between $20 and $40 plus their device. Now, when I sell off their old device, I should make close to the same amount that I traded it in for. I would guess between 70 and 90 on that device right now. So I've already made 20 to 40, and when I sell off the other device, I could possibly make 7 to 90. Now, the sweet spots will be when people trade in broken screens, dock connectors, maybe a liquid damage that was just a battery and like the rest of the board looks fine, and we can, we run through ultrasonic. Like, I'm not saying we're going to throw all of these liquid damages to on eBay or to this refurbisher. Like, if we believe it can be successfully repaired and can be not trusted, but like we feel comfortable enough that it is a good enough device to resell to one of our customers, it'll get back in line. And it's not saying it's going to be like fully liquid damage. Like, you never know. So the icing will be when we grab these $80 devices and we are able to fix them for cost effectively and get them back in line. Because like I said, we're buying at 160 to 180, so if we grab one for 80 and all it needs is a dock connector, it's getting in line for 85 compared to 160, so you've cut your cost in half. You see how this is going to snowball and snowball and snowball. So I would guess somewhere, it's going to be basically like the same as me selling my device as normal. I'm going to make the same profit as normal, other than I'm going to have to sell off the old device. Like I said, I've streamlined the process. I've already got a buyer lined up to buy all the liquid damaged ones, so every week I'm going to send them a box, and the prices we've agreed upon are going to be there basically. Same. You could do this on eBay and do it very, very easily if you set your prices accordingly. And it would not take much to sell these. So it's not that hard, and it's an extra step. But really, think about how much time you'd save from not opening the device, trying to take the shields off, replace the battery, the dock connector, run it through the ultrasonic. Every once in a while there's a couple different power lines on there that you replace certain things on that are very common failures. And then you still don't get to boot. Imagine how much time you'd save if you never did that and you just swapped them. So that's how we're going to go about this. Megabit Tech says, first of all, cool name. Thank you. Most people make a joke. What made you decide to fix these kind of devices? I can't imagine that you'd be making much money. like I said, we were mainly doing it because we were trying to drive in traffic for data recovery. My theory was for a long time what if I bring in 10 devices and I repair 5, I'm making a little bit of money. But then I can maybe gain 1 or 2 data recoveries out of the 5 failures. So if I gain 2 data recoveries out of the 5 failures at $199, I make $400 for data recovery. Now, if I would have successfully repaired all those devices, I would have made around $1,000. Now that I failed on half of them, I only made $500. If I do 2 successful data recoveries, I get $900, so it's about the same. But the time to me at this point going in has just been too difficult. It's not a scalable model because of the training and equipment needed to grow, and I like this idea much better. So we're very, very excited about it. Are you going to deal with iCloud through the website to remove it? Ideal is iPhone 6, but what about i6 or i7? We will make sure to remove the iCloud via the website, and obviously if it's not liquid damage, we'll turn it on and try to remove it that way if we can. If it's a broken screen or power button issue, something like that, we'll try to remove it that way. We're gonna, once again, I know it's gonna happen where we mess up, but I mean we're ready for that and we're accounting for that in our cost. Ideal is iPhone 6. I mean 6s we have and 6s pluses we have the devices in stock. 7's gonna be a little more difficult. We normally don't stock those models, nor will I. Probably I'll push the people towards using the credit. I mean I'll take them in and sell them another device. I mean, so they don't have to swap for the same device, and that's what we're banking on as well. It's like somebody comes in with a 6 and they want to get a 6S now. Or really ideally would be they come in for a 6 and they get a 6 Plus, and now they buy new accessories at the same time, so it's kind of icing on the cake. So we won't sell 7 and 7 Plus quite yet, but we will shortly. If they really want the same device on those, we'll push them towards Apple probably, or data recovery. I'm not trying. I know I can't hit everybody. I'm just trying to build a model that's a little more scalable and a little less intense on labor. Megabit says, I was tempted about my last name. So I know this model is not perfect, but having, like I said, we're not 100% sure yet, but I'm pretty positive that we're going to open a 3rd location. Having 3 locations and having 3 people who can repair liquid damage devices efficiently and profitably is almost dang near impossible at this point. But I still want to be able to have an option for these customers. And when we don't do Samsung devices, which kind of plays into Megabit text question. We mainly deal on iPhones, so we mainly do on Apple devices. Anyways, man, my brain stinks tonight. But we're gonna launch Samsung, and I don't want to train all of my technicians on Samsungs. The devices are harder to repair. The parts are more expensive to carry. There's more breakage chance. Higher chance of breaking parts and devices with Samsung because of the difficulty. So what we'll do is the same thing. We'll swap, and then I'll send the other ones to my refurbisher. Or I could refurbish them in-house. If I trained one person to do it, I'd be more efficient. So my theory is, especially on Samsung, is eventually we'll do the Samsung devices, but we'll do them behind the scenes. So I'll have 1 or 2 guys in my warehouse doing refurbishing, and they will become my Samsung experts. So what will happen is, instead of having to train 20 people in my stores on how to do the repairs, I only have to train these 2, and they become more efficient because they're doing the same devices more often, and they become less likely to break stuff because they're doing the same thing more often. So I have to train 2 or 3 people to do it very well instead of 15 to 20. So if they become more efficient and they break less, now I'm becoming more profitable because it's quicker and costs me less. Need that $160 iPhone hookup, bruh. That's when I buy like about 300 to 500 units at a time. So, yeah. I mean, you should be. I mean, much more than $180 or $200 on those right now is in large volume is insane. I would guess. So, that is a lot of what I have about our new process we're gonna try doing. So, let's see if there's anything else going on. I wonder how the stream actually looks tonight. I'll throw you some cash, bro. A little cheddar. I don't think these guys sell less than about 400 units a pop. I've never bought any less than about 300. About 250 is the littlest amount of units. So, I'm sure Lewis will have something to say about this one. he commented on my last one and said the mini Genius Bar option, which is kind of true. It is a little more Genius Bar like, but we will refer behind the scenes. We're not going to charge a giant amount for them, so yeah, it's the same concept, but I think still a better option in the long run. I highly doubt we're going to see too many people besides Liquid Damage trade in their devices at these rates. So, you know, I think it's a good option for the customer, and I think it's a good option for us as a business to do. But it could be kind of Genius Bar E style. Where are you? Ohio, right? Yes, I am in Ohio. Don't ever come here. It sucks. There's nothing here in Bowling Green, Ohio. Trying to think. Let's see. The profitability, I broke down the numbers pretty funnily too, which is good. We're guessing that the amount of time that goes into this is going to be cut by about 60 to 70%, and the profit's going to dang near double. So we're cutting our time by 60%, and we're increasing margins by 100%. And it's more, I mean, the idea to me is like it's way better for the customer. This is a quicker transaction. It's way easier for me to train. So, Ohio, Bowling Green, the bitch Bowling Green, not the real one. Hey now, Bowling Green, Ohio is the windy, the small windy city, and it kind of smells like I don't know, shit right now. It's pretty bad. So, Megabit is in Utah, God's armpit. Never heard it called that before. I want to go to Utah sometime. Indiana sucks too. Yeah, Indiana's terrible. Indiana might be worse than Ohio. They're like more flat and more cornfields than we are. So that is my nifty new process. Like I said, we're going to for sure do this on liquid damaged iPhones. I'm hoping to go to Samsung devices shortly after. That's about the only two areas I could really think of, besides maybe Air 2 and Pro devices, just because I'd love to have one or two technicians refurb them on the backside and not have have to train everybody on how to do it. It's just a little bit more difficult repair than the other ones. So yeah, anybody got any questions about anything tonight? What's hilarious to me is it took me more time to get my camera and audio working correctly to set this thing up than it's going to take me to stream the whole thing. How do you know Lewis, may I ask? So, I was a Lewis fanboy for a long time. I shouldn't say fanboy. I watched his videos. They were very helpful. Although he is very out there personality-wise. LOL. I loved his... I love the videos. I mean, obviously just from the repair side, but even the rants, although I may not do them the same way he does, the values and the ideas behind them are correct, and I agree with them. It just, both of us may execute them differently. So anyways, I really enjoyed his videos. He got me on to Jessa back in, man, that would have been about this time. I think the first weekend of June in 2015, I went to Jessa's first training class. And I took one of my technicians to train with them. This was back when they did them together. So I met Jessa and Lewis at the first class. We spent a lot of time together then, obviously. I've been back. I went back myself 3 months later, and I was able to work with Lewis a lot one-on-one because everybody there, our business is still a lot more MacBook related, and a lot of the class was iPhone related. So that second time I went back, Lewis was able to work with me more one-on-one. We kind of became, got to know each other a little bit better. And then I've been, going to conferences and places around the country for a long time, and Jessa and I have become very close, and then I joined the Repair.org board and helped them out, and I hung out with Lewis quite a bit there. So, I mean, it's mainly because I went to the course originally. I think they're both great people doing wonders for the industry, and when you've got people that have the same goal and mindset as each other, you kind of, easily flock. I asked because it seems like you guys have a back and forth broship. Well, much more recently than ever, like before. I've known him for 2 years, but more recently we've become closer. Like I said, and I said it on my video when I was like talking about making videos that counter him. We both have the same idea and values behind what we're trying to do, and what, like, I agree with what he's, like, the stuff he says. I just may execute it differently than he does. So we're very mindseted the same, and we really just both want to try to get this industry helped and out there. So I think he's hilarious. His trolling ability just kills me. So he started staying outside Lewis's shop. Charges were pressed. He served community service after breaking the restraining order. Lewis found this was a better way to make friends than enemies. This is true. Don't say the F word. I don't say the F word online very often. I say it a ton in person. I've been considering taking that class, but it's like $2,100. Any good? Yeah, I've been there. I've paid for the class 5 times, because I've taken 2 or 3 technicians. Should you go? I mean, Chris makes a decently solid point. If you know shit, yes. If you need something and can learn, just watch the videos. But it's in my experience, it was way more helpful to be there and get hands-on, one-on-one attention for them to ask questions, help you through things. It was easier for me to learn, but I was also a complete noob. I had 0 board level experience when I went there. And I mean, even to this day, I'm nowhere near a great board level person. I actually haven't even picked up any type of board work in over a year. Probably last summer was the last time I did anything. And I can really only do like one-wire circuits and backlights on MacBook stuff, and that's probably about it. How much repairable do you think the iPhone 8 will be for third parties? The iPhone 7 seems already fragile with flex cable and paired home button. I honestly believe that the iPhone 7 is built for repairability. The entire setup is easier to repair than most iPhones in the past. So I think that they are understanding that for repairability and refurbishing purposes, they have to make these devices easier to repair, but they're using software and stupid crap like the iPhone home button things to allow it only be for them. I said this in my last video about this, I really do not believe that they can do anything that would cut out third-party repair fully. I do believe the industry, and not even the industry, the consumers would have so much pushback about it that we would be fine. It'd be like Era 53 on like steroids. Like, it would be nuts. So I also urge anyone that has retail spaces to do what I did on my new lease, and I renegotiated on my other leases. I negotiated in a piece that says if any new flagship devices from Apple come out and they are unrepairable by third party, I can get out of my lease. Like, you know, people are scared, you know, about this happening. Like, you as much as you can be scared, you can protect yourself as well. Like, I told them that all of my landlords that I need this in my lease to be able to stay in business, and, you know, because if that happens, it could alter my business forever. So we built that into all of our leases. If you aren't a wild ape while working on them, you aren't bad. That's what I'm thinking. I also learned by doing. I really do think that, you know, working with them in person is very, very helpful to most people. Jessa isn't like an insanely good teacher. I mean, she was a teacher, or a professor. So, you know, she's fantastic. Plus, afterwards, you get access into the Practical Board Group Alumni Facebook page, which is extremely helpful. It's a forum for only grads of the board level class where we help each other and ask questions, and she helps too. We have a lot of support system right there that people don't even probably know about. And I know there's other groups on Facebook, don't get me wrong, but this group is extremely excellent. The repair industry is too big. I don't understand. Chris Long, you went to Tennessee legislation, right? Can't remember. Yes, Chris was there with myself, Jessa, Lewis, and a couple others. Remember, dumbasses who get fired from Best Buy can be Apple techs and have to replace these screens. It can't be too challenging. Yeah, exactly. I think, like I said, I still think the iPhone 7, in my opinion, physically is set up for the most, like the best repairability. Oh my God, I can't type. Yes. Supposedly, iPhone 8 rumor price is about $1,000 US over 13,000 or 1,300 Canadian. Could scare off people. I mean, my iPhone 7 Plus was over $1,000 when I bought it. Do you utilize oscilloscopes for repair work? Is the knowledge of how to use one required for? We have one, but we don't use it very often. The only people who get fired from Best Buy are the ones who know their shit. I worked at Best Buy a long time ago. I quit. I yelled at one of the managers like in the middle of the day, and I still to this day am known at that store as a legend. Everybody hated this manager. I think I can remember his name. I told him off right in the middle of the day, and then they let him go recently, like not recently, right after that, and they like begged me to come back and work there, and I said, yep, no thanks. Circuit City hired me right after it, made me manager, paid me double, nearly. How hard is it to manage two businesses? It is kind of hard, but I'm lucky where I'm younger. I'm still 28. I have no wife or kids right now, on purpose, and I work around the clock most days. So I can do a lot. And I actually made a video that's coming out tomorrow morning explaining another way where I find time and am able to produce more efficiency and work for myself because I don't want to blow it. It's basically about health and sleeping and stuff like that. So I work around the clock most days. I'm sure a lot of you guys do too, but I utilize it. I mean, the biggest thing is you have to find good people to surround yourself with that you can, help build your business with. You can't do it all yourself. So I've got great people around me. You're fired. Megabit says good for you. I did release my little intro video because I don't think some people knew who I was before, but I did go ahead and release a little 7-minute video this afternoon about my background and who I am and what we do. So me too, now that I run a growing tech channel. I mean, I'm very new to YouTube, so I'm still learning, very much so. I would consider myself a noob. I don't understand much, and like in that video I said why I'm doing this, but I'm still not sure. Like, I don't know like what's gonna come out of this. At this point, I'm basically just pumping out content and hoping that I kind of figure it out down the road, because I don't exactly know. It is very fun to me to record this stuff. I've done very well at not like putting stuff out here I don't like. I'm usually pretty picky about my content, and I haven't been very much so with this. I mean, I did delete a video yesterday and repost it today about slander. I wanted to change the direction the content was in, was all. It wasn't bad. I thought I could do better, so I did quick. But I'm learning a lot, and like I explained in that intro video, I really do want to consult long term, and I think that this is a great way for me to get practice in and learn some stuff about trying to help others. So, and I love YouTube. Like Gary Vee is like my favorite guy in the world. Do you think Donald Trump is capable of repairing an iPhone 5C? That's a pretty good question. I don't know. I feel like he could. I'm not saying who I support or who I don't support, but I feel like he might be semi-crafty or be able to at least use a hand-eye coordination enough to be able to do it if somebody could help him or he could watch videos. I want to run more of a general contracting technical shop, so repair, tech support, and production services because of my area, that'd be useful. Yes, I agree. Like, contract work's great. The reason why we're going into the third city and one of my other cities is huge industrial. We work with Fortune 500 companies on contracts and do a lot of volume repairs, which I think is the way to go. I also am working myself outside of cell phone repair a lot. I'm working myself into wireless, big box stores, gas station chains with our accessory lines. So I'm working my Elevate Supply line out of, I'm not trying to get out of it, but like we're working angles outside of cell phone repair with my marketing company, and part of my YouTube channel eventually is going to be for consulting and marketing for retail. Repair shops, retail though. It could be anything retail. It could be a wireless store. It could be, like I said, anything retail. It could be, anything repair or service related, so plumbers, HVAC, auto mechanics, anybody like that. I feel like I can help in that realm. So like we're really starting to build pieces of my businesses that have legs outside of cell phone repair in the case of things happening. The fake news says he's not a 5C, but he is. He was before anyone else. A 5C repair was harder than anyone knew. Dude, 5Cs are like the easiest repair in the world. Like, I could do 5Cs all day. That is cool. I do a new video on tech stuff Monday and Friday. Tomorrow I have unboxing of my iFixit Pro Tech Toolkit. Last Friday I shared my opinion on the A+. What do you think of the A+ exam? you know, Lewis is very opinionated about it. Although I agree with his scenario, I'm not as opinionated. I mean, if somebody has it, they has it, cool. But I tell the same thing to every person when I interview them or when I hire them. I could give two shits what piece of paper you have on the wall behind you or that you've earned, because I read and write at about a ninth grade level, and I own several successful businesses. So, and I barely passed high school. So I don't think a piece of paper defines anybody. I look for character, personality, and work ethic. I could give, like I said, two shits about anything else pretty much at that point. If you have it, cool, that's fine, but it's not going to sway my decision if you don't have those three things. Chris says he knows that he's trolling, so he skips my comments. LOL. What's up, Butterfly? Hello, TCRS Circuit and Tim. It took me a while to put two and two together. Lewis hates it. Yes, he does. More like idiot with soldering iron. You know, if I was Chris Long, I could just like walk away for like 4 hours and come back, and you know, just leave the camera going because you know he just streams for 5 hours on end. I mean, like, I'm never gonna down talk anybody that has an A+ certification. You know, Lewis kind of makes fun of them, but at the same time, like, some of these people just don't even know any better. They just assume that a certification is needed, or they don't know enough about the industry quite yet that they think they need it. So, not a big deal. Like I said, work ethic is my main thing, personality, and I forget what the other one was, but you know what I mean. So, it wouldn't discourage me from anything. There's really no certification out there in our industry that would change my opinion on anyone at this point. I'd rather, like I said, see those traits or experience in, like, from another business possibly. Oh man, I wish my YouTube stream was as clear as my camera actually looks on my OBS software. Oh, Rick, you love my streams and we love you. So yeah, I have learned to, like, man, YouTube is like hard because one, I've spent time editing videos, which I've been getting better at, and it takes me much less time now. But like, I try to hop on a lot of people's like streams now just to see what's going on and get ideas and like talk to them and stuff. And like, it's time consuming. I have to. Luckily, Lewis streams at night a lot of times so that I can be working at home on stuff and or be at the gym a lot of the time. I mean, you can watch him afterwards, but it's more fun to interact live. Did you ever do Xbox 360s? Yes, I did do Xbox 360s. Did a lot of them. So, sorry, there's a weird noise coming back there. We did the towel trick at first because I didn't know any better. I did a lot of those. I finally started repairing them, and then I got pissed off. Because of the red ring and the cost went along with it, we came up with some creative ways to get those devices swapped. And I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want the information on YouTube. After a while, I felt like I and every other consumer out there was getting taken advantage of. So, yeah, we came up with a little quick way to get a new Xbox, which I'm sure lots of other people did too. Actually, I think me and Chris talked about this in Tennessee. So, yeah, I would say, I mean, I started repair in PC. I mean, I did a lot of PC and laptop hardware software repairs when I was in high school, middle school. I didn't really start fixing iPhones until the 4S. I did a lot of the color swaps. I was in wireless for a long time. I mean, I was in the Verizon world from the time I was 18 till 24, 25. So, I mean, I still did PC repair stuff here and there and some random iPhones for friends and things, but not like as a career. I wasn't in repair. I knew it. You were just like those damn tape fixes for touch ICs. Question though, how did you get the overlays on your videos? This one doesn't look as good as the video ones. I made that, and well, actually, I didn't make it. One of my guys that works for me also does video work and helps me sometimes, and he made it in After Effects, and then it's an overlay that goes in my Premiere every time I make a video, and right now it's just an overlay in OBS. It's not as clear as normal, though. Damn it, Oberdick. You know what I'm talking about. Ever hear of vMix, anyone? No, I have not. What is vMix? I don't know how Lewis and like Chris can stream for 4 hours, man. My voice is tired now. It's been like a half hour. What is? I'm gonna Google what that is. vMix, huh? I don't know why it's streaming at 360p. Doesn't make any sense. Oh. That's as high as I can go. Streaming software, yeah. I've looked at, I was playing with Manycam the other day, and I've looked at, there was the other one. There's a big name software out there I looked at, but OBS seems to do the best. I actually think I have my microphone problem solved finally with this one. I tried to fix iPhones and decided it's not for me. Too small, and you have to worry about burning everything. Yeah, I mean, MacBooks are like playing on a freaking football field. Just walk away from your chair for 15 minutes at a time. You can do it. Lewis is a streaming Superman. He just can't find shiz. He can just find shiz to talk about. I know. I need to get out there. I really want to go out there for a weekend and hang out with him. I want to see his shop in person because I've never actually been to a shop. I've never been to New York City, ever. So I really want to go out there and would like to see his shop and maybe stream with him one day. I think that'd be really fun. But finding 2 or 3 days to get to New York City would be difficult. Yeah, I mean, streams have gotten better with more viewers. I'm sure it's much easier with people, like, 1,000 people watching to interact with. I mean, I'm happy with 17 right now. Oh, man. It's funny, though, the problem with streams is that you start with one topic, and then it ends, like, you get your topic over with, and then it just goes for, like, 2 hours afterwards about something completely off. NYC is awesome. Museum of Sex is a fun time. Well, that sounds interesting for sure. I'll have to check that one out. Yeah, I would probably be blown away with New York City because I'm just little old Michael in Bowling Green, Ohio. I mean, I remember when I went to New Orleans for the first time, and Vegas for the first time, I was like, what are these? What are those? So, yeah, I need to go. I also want to go see Lewis and Jason, because Jason was there several times when I trained as well, and I like him a lot. He's fun. Yeah. Well, unless anybody else has any questions they'd like to ask me, I think I'm going to go finish my laundry for the night because I'm lazy. Not laundry, but I need to put it away. See if I missed any comments. I don't know how Lewis would read all of his comments. Holy crap. No, it has to get insane after a while. Yeah, I was going to, Chris, and just decided not to take the time. I mean, I'll do it again here. I'm hoping maybe in the early fall to do a longer trip than I did before. Have you had any need to use 3D printing in your line of work? It seems like you could make fixtures for microstructure replacement plastics. We have not. It's one thing I really do want to get into is 3D printing, because I feel like I'm pretty creative on that kind of something, with that kind of stuff. So I feel like I could really turn some stuff into something cool. I really should. I mean, I really want high-end printers for printing on packaging because we do custom packaging, and I'm really looking at creative ways to get packaging done. This chat is nothing. No cancer. No need for mods. LOL. I don't even know how to Ooh. There, look. You guys are cool. Made some moderators. Should swing by Nebraska. I don't know. I was there, and it was interesting. It wasn't bad. Yeah, I went. So I did a 12-day. It was supposed to be 14 or 15, but snowstorm cut my trip short. So for 12 days, I drove around and visited repair shops, and that was really cool. Like, just to see how people do stuff differently and meet all these people. So I started in Ohio, in Northwest Ohio, where I'm from, and I went over to Indiana and visited Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, West Lafayette, and then I went to Chicago, all the way down to St. Louis, down to Arkansas, into Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. I got Tennessee in there somewhere. South Carolina, North Carolina, West Virginia, Kentucky. I didn't visit anybody in Kentucky. I don't think I knew Chris very well, or even at that time. So that was super fun. I've got repair family in Nebraska. That's right. Did you say you're from Ohio? Do you have like real family, like your blood family's here? That guy was super crazy, man. Thank God I was like number 10 or 12 in line that day, because like I would have not been ready for that at all if I was the first person to it to happen to. Like I was preparing myself while people were in line. But I didn't come visit us in South Bend. I'm a huge Notre Dame fan. I'd come to South Bend any day of the week. Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, Chambers was a turd nugget, man. I'll probably meet you, yeah, at the iFixit meetup for sure. Man, this fall is going to be rough for me. It's conference season. I got that meetup. I'm going to Key West for a week with my buddies. Like last year, I had a 12-week run where I was gone for I think 10 of the 12 weeks, and this year I think it's going to be like a 16-week run where I'm basically not in Ohio. Oh man, I'm pumped to see the iFixit headquarters though. I think that's going to be super fun. Damn, it's good here to see somebody from good to see somebody in here from Nebraska. Go Huskers! Every time I think of Nebraska, I think of Jim Carrey in the Yes Man movie when he like randomly flies to Nebraska and goes to a Cornhuskers game, and he's like he's all painted up with the Cornhusker thing in his hand and stuff, and he's like, oh, I don't know why, but that's what I think of every time I think of it. My stream went down for a second. My cat says hello. Hello, cat. Here. Come on. Want to say hi to YouTube? Hey, come on. Look. I got a dog. I don't know if you can see her or not. Say, hey, look up there. Look up there. See? Oh. That lag. Yeah, my internet just like went down for a second, I think. Okay. It like shut off for a second. I'm not sure why. My home internet here is not as good as my office internet. Got Spectrum now though. It's way better than my old Time Warner. So, but that was Bella. You can see her tail still, I think, right now a little bit. No, not in my camera. You can't. I scared my dog a fucks today. That's Bella. She is a half husky, half corgi, I believe. I rescued her from Cleveland, Tennessee. I really wanted a corgi, but you can only get corgis really from breeders, and I don't really support breeding like for profit, and it's really hard to find corgis aside from that. So I found her online from a shelter. She was in line for to be enthused, or however you pronounce it. So I picked up one day and drove all the way to Tennessee and got her. Well, I didn't go all the way to Tennessee. They brought her, like the one company that helped save the dogs that we found her through brought her halfway. So, but her name is Bella. She'll be 4 in July. She's a cutie. She sheds like hell though. I posted it on my microsauter. I scared my dog. I saw you post it. I should go look at that quick. I try to stay away from Facebook at this point, dude. Like my Messenger, I removed Messenger from my phone. Like I can't even deal anymore. Oh God. That's pretty good, Tim. That is so funny. I love that he like hops backwards, dude. Or she like literally got away. Probably thinks it's a shot. That's what it kind of looks like. No, don't put shots in me. My picture is Corgi Lucy is her name. I love corgis, dude. Their personalities kill me. No wonder you never talk to me, Oberdick. Why not? Spectrum. Oh. For some reason, the comments like keep jumping around. It's weird. Oh man, we got way off the topic of swapping. I'm excited for this though. If I fail miserably, I'll tell you guys. I'm not going to hide it. I think it's going to work. For the record, Trump definitely could not repair iPhone 5C. Is there like, I must be missing something. Like, is there something about this 5C that I don't know about? Like, did they see him with an iPhone 5C and he got on camera or something? Like, well, why do I feel like I'm totally missing something? I should Google Trump iPhone 5C. lots of cases. You can get so many Donald Trump cases. What the hell? There's some really funny ones. Oh, God. If anybody wants some entertainment, you need to go Google iPhone cases. Donald Trump iPhone cases, because they're pretty epic. This is a live stream. It's never on topic. That's how many streams end up. One of these days, I'm just going to like be talking. Like, actually, I'm going to answer a question for you, Chris. I'm just going to cut the stream off right there. Hi, guys. Hello, Stefan. It's a chat, inside joke. Good to see you again. It's a lovely Sunday evening. Oh, man. Alright, folks, I think I'm getting tired, and I need to record some videos for this week because I don't have time with getting this new store open. Michael, did you say you once have an IT business in addition to repair business? I used to own Verizon stores. Never really had an IT business. I worked for a guy with an IT business for a while. I mean, we do IT business, like we do services for companies, but we do a lot of corporate accounts with large amount of like Apple devices, iOS devices, iPhones, iPads. But no, I don't think I've ever had an IT business. YouTube chat jumps because Google. Yeah. Watch Lewis often, Chris. Indeed. Read my comments. Then mid. Gotta clean my bench. Busy week. I was building new racks for cases because we have so many cases and spinners coming in right now that I have nowhere to store everything in my warehouse. So, I don't think he's watching, but my boy from Nebraska got the poster, and he should get a coffee mug now too, just like this. This is my favorite. I got a poster at the office, got a coffee mug here. Get shit done. That's my life motto. Michael is rich. I am the brokest entrepreneur you've ever seen in your entire life. I'm equity rich, cash poor. What most entrepreneurs are. I still live in the same house I bought 7 years ago when I was 21, and I rent out rooms to my buddies to pay the mortgage. I have the same pickup that I had when I was 21. The warehouse I speak of is in the basement of one of my retail stores. We have 5,000 square foot total, but it's in the basement. Looks like a dungeon. Today I realized how much you made on. Okay, I'll give you that. We've made a lot of money on spinners so far. That's about the only thing I've ever made that much money that quick on. P.S. Buy a shirt, you tightwad. I will, I promise. I need to now. It needs periods, get shit done, I know. I want to like make my own stuff that says this, and I feel like I could make shirts and stuff related to repair, and it'd be fun. My dog's back there, like opening the door. So, yeah, we've made a lot of money on spinners, and we've got a lot more coming in. But I feel like I was the first person, not the first person, but I feel like I was at the beginning of this landslide before everybody else in the repair realm. But not only that, like everybody in the repair realm is only going after either their retail stores or the wholesalers are only going after cell phone repair shops. And I'm going after like monster guys. Like we got a guy with 25 locations, we got a guy with 18 locations, we got a guy with 12 locations. That right there speaks for like 60 some places that buy stuff from us. I want a special edition. That would be funny. I'll get you one, Chris, just like that. Oop, what? Just says that. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not like saying I'm the first one. I think I was just like the first one to really like try to push them hard wholesale. Megabit Tech says fidget spinners. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Unfortunately, I was in Motherboard Vice magazine the other day. I think we've sold quite a few. I mean, we've got 20,000 units arriving this week alone. Again, and they'll probably be gone by the end of the week. So, yeah. I've never quite experienced something like this in my entire life where you can sell them so easily. Granted, we are giving all of the proceeds this month in our retail locations to 2 nonprofits, which I think is awesome. And I was going to like post it on social media, but another wholesale company who tends to take things that I do anyways is doing it. But we're going to donate a lot of the proceeds to Repair.org at the end of the month. And I'm also going to set some aside for when I take these trips for Repair.org, because I don't get reimbursed for most of them. Like I have to take my own money and time and flights to get there. So like Tennessee, I paid for myself. A lot of them I paid for myself. So I'm gonna set some aside for the Michael Repair.org fund, so that I can travel to these states and not have to worry about it. Because I don't think people understand that. Well, like I said, one, I don't get reimbursed, and it costs money. But two, it also costs me a lot when I'm out of the office. Like, I don't want to sound like too arrogant or anything, but we lose thousands of dollars in sales every day that I'm outside of our office facility, just because of the way my business operates and the connections that I have and time. You need to get on Shark Tank for selling those things. I don't know. I don't really need Shark Tank. It'd be fun, just because I love Mark Cuban. That would be fun. But I would never go for an investment that style. I would find a business partner if I ever wanted to grow faster. My dog drinking out of the toilet. Yeah, I see you. Mike, what do you do for fun when you're not working? I work out like every day of the week. That's about the only thing I really do. Yeah, I don't really do much aside from work. I mean, I call it work, but like I seriously am obsessed and love what I do. I love helping people. Like I have an obsession with building businesses. I spend time with my family. I saw my mom yesterday, and I have I have 2 nieces and a nephew, and my 5th sister, and I love their little family, so I go and visit them. But yeah, I mean, I work 16 to 18 hours a day most times, and then work out and go to bed and do it all over again. I thoroughly enjoy it though. Like I don't. It's not like I hate getting up. I jump out of bed every morning. So if I couldn't sleep, I would. I'd love to pitch Cuban. That'd be fun. I like him. I think he'd be a riot to hang out with. I'd like to drink Busch Light with him. If anybody in the Repair family knows, they make fun of me because I drink Busch Light when I do drink. I don't drink often anymore, but when I do, it's Busch Light. So. Bella, quit drinking out of the toilet and licking. I can hear it. I think the noise of dogs licking it kills me. Okay, I'm gonna go watch a movie later, but keep on live streaming. Next stream we can put you in a small box on live stream so you feel like you're there. That would be hilarious. See if you boost viewers and you can read comments. That would be pretty fun. Yeah, I had like 100 subscribers 2 weeks ago, and then Lewis started talking about me on his streams, and all of a sudden I have 500 now. So, what I didn't put in that video earlier today, which I should have, was a lot of these videos have several other purposes than just sharing content with like other people. One is we have 2 YouTube channels. One obviously is this one, but my other internal one. Some of these videos are for my internal team to view and look at. I also think that a lot of people in the repair industry are like technicians and not necessarily business people or customer service people, and they could use some insights. So one thing is that I wanted to use my channel to help my team learn aside from other people, but I also wanted to Chris, somebody's making me lose my concentration. I'm using them as a reminder for myself. So one of the things that I'm doing is when I make these videos, and to make sure that I always stay on track and I have the same outlook and mentality, I'm setting reminders in my phone to go back and watch certain videos at certain times. So some videos I'm making on a 30 and a 45-day reminder, I'm going to go back and watch the video just as a refresher and make sure that my values and my plan and my goal are still on the same direction that I thought they were, kind of thing. So it's a training thing, but it's also a checking point for me, kind of thing. I really kind of want to make a video where at the beginning of this year I kind of got out of my normal habits, and it caused me to not really lead like I normally do. And we had to have like a big staffing change. We pretty much changed all of our staff, leadership staff, here about a month ago, month and a half ago, and to try to avoid. I mean, I'm not going to take blame or blame anybody else, but all I'm saying is that I have these videos now that I'm making about certain things, and I'm going to rewatch them every so often to make sure that I don't. It's impossible for me to ever get off track again. I feel like letting these people go would have happened anyways, but this will allow me to make sure I never fall off the leadership the way I want to lead. So. My dog's whining at me. I gotta go potty. So yeah, I mean, like, I think it's really good to, talk about things, remind yourself, and ouch, what happened? Short story. I made a decision that had effects heavily. I put the wrong person in charge of part of my operation, and I've never had something have so much trickle effect underneath and domino effect on others. And I made a decision to do that without a checks and balances system, and I made a mistake, and I've learned. It was a great learning experience for me, but I'm now putting a checks and balances place in the system so that can't happen again. And one of those things for me is to remind myself to watch some of these videos at certain times, because what happened was the domino effect made me think that my other team members were not doing what I thought they were doing, and then I became a little more pushy of a leader than I want to be, kind of like what I made the video on the other day about leading with vinegar instead of honey and vice versa. And I wasn't bad by any means. Like, I just wasn't the same as I normally was, unfortunately, because it was a domino effect. So I'm putting things in place so that it can't happen again. Short story. Someday, when I feel comfortable with it, when we've had longer timed since I let the people go, I'll make a video on it, considering I just had to deal with slander from one of them, one of their spouses 2 days ago. So we'll wait a little bit longer. I literally have 70 RROD Ring Red S 360s in my basement. Want to relive those days? That would be fun. That's a lot of them. Jesus. All right, folks. I got about 2 more minutes. My dog is whining at me to go potty, and I don't want her to shit on my floor. So, if you got anything else you want to ask me, let's speed it up so I can take Bella to go potty. Wonder how far the delay is. Probably pretty far. I know this is weird to ask, but if you had to do it again, how would you do it differently? That's a great question. It's an easy one for me to answer. One, I would have put a better checks and balances system in place so that I didn't have to. I trusted the person's word, and I trusted them to be delivering me the correct information, and they were not. So I put a better checks and balances system in place to make sure that that can't happen. And we're changing the way we hire and staff so that when we get into put into situations where we need to let people go, it does not affect the way we operate. So, I'm doing that differently. If I had to do it again, how would I do it differently? I would put that system in place, and I would have let go of most of these people way earlier than I did. Not all of them, because what sucks is that some of what happened ruined a very good hire for us. We should have had an excellent hire, and he's a great guy and still is. But unfortunately, the domino effect affected me, which affected his outlook on me because I was not leading the way I should have been leading. So I would have not lost one person probably, which is an excellent employee, and it really stinks. But I would have let the other people go quicker because they were all just not doing what I needed them to do and pretty much dragging people down. So that's my 30 seconds of difference. Which I'm going to talk a lot about leadership and how to hire, how to fire, how to staff. We're really getting big into that. And how many people? In about a 6 week span, about a 3 week span, this was 6 weeks ago, we got rid of 8 people, I think. 7 or 8 total. Trying to remember. 1, 2, 3. There's 5 for sure. That was a 6th one. Might have been 6. It was a lot. I mean, for a company at 25, 30, like that was a lot. Quickly, dog, quit it. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream now because my dog's about to probably pee on my floor. Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I appreciate your attention as always. Like, subscribe if you share it. I really like you. Hope you'll have a great Sunday night. Until the next stream or video.